So we're now into quarter 2, week 3, and today is Monday. Make sure you're saving all of these papers in your math folder so you can use them on the quizzes on Fridays. And we will take the quiz this Friday. So this is which is equivalent to 6x minus 8y. Our first one is a negative 2 times the quantity negative 3x plus 4y. We'll just start with that one right there. What property do we have to do to solve this? Distributive. So a negative times a negative is a positive 6x. A negative times positive would be a negative 8y. So do we even have to do the second one? Nope. Number 2. There are 3 times more students who play trumpet than the tuba. Which expression represents the total number of trumpeters based on T amount of tuba players? So it says there's 3 times, so I just do 3 times, and we're there using the letter T. So that's it. Letter A is your answer. Number 3, we need to solve 2x plus 1 minus 14x equals a negative 71. Draw your line. Combine my x's because they're on the same side of the equal sign. So I have a negative 14 and a positive 2 makes it a negative 12x. I can just bring down my 1 equals a negative 71. Now I want to box up that negative 12x because I don't want to move him now, and I'm going to move the 1. It's a positive, so it's going to become a negative 1. So these cancel each other out. So I'm left with a negative 12x equals a negative 72. Box in your x, divide by a negative 12, divide by a negative 12. So x equals, what's 72 divided by 12? And negative divided by negative becomes a? How many of you got that one right? Good. Excellent. Number 4. Stu is buying a $35 tool. The store reduces the price by 5%, then applies an $8 off coupon. How much will Stu pay for the stool? So at $35, I'm reducing it, so I'm going down or subtracting 5%. And then I'm also going to then subtract $8, correct? Okay, can I do the is over of method if I wanted to? Yeah, you can. But I'm just going to take my 35% times, I'm going to change my percent to a decimal. So if here is my decimal, I go, oh, thank you. I move it 1, 2. So I'm going to multiply 35 by 0.05. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 makes 17. Do I need to multiply through by the 0? No. Just go 1, 2. So I take my $35 and I subtract $1.75. Lining up my decimals. I need to borrow. So then 10 minus 5 is 15, 9 minus 7 is 2. So it's $33.25 after the $1.70 or the 5% coupon, but now I need to take my $33.25 and subtract another $8. And 13 minus 8 is 5. So my final total is $25.25. Did anybody start here and do the $35 times 95%? Because then that means you're just, that's what you're going to pay, so then you didn't have to do the subtraction. If I took the 35 times 0.95, I would have gotten all the way to the $33.25. And that is okay. It saves the step. But if you still like to know to do these steps, that's fine too. How many of you are still using the is over of method? And did you get it correct? When you did the is over of, was percent over 100, what was your is? That's your x, correct. The of is 35. Percent would be 5 over 100. When you did that, did you get the $33.25? Yes. All right, moving on to number 5. We have 10 and 2/3 plus 2h is less than or equal to 4 and 1/3. Draw your line. Keep the h, or the 2h. Subtract 10 and 2/3 minus 10 and 2/3. We have one that's positive, one that's negative, so we're really going to do what? Subtract. So I'm going to put the bigger number on top. 10 and 2/3 minus 4 and 1/3. That's 1/3. This is 6. So now I have 2h is less than or equal to 6 and 1/3. And it's negative. Excellent. Because you keep the sign of the bigger number. Then I divide by 2. Divide by 2. So now I have h is less than or equal to, now I need to change that to an improper fraction, which would be a negative 19/3. This was 2 over 1, so I'm going to change it times 1 over 2. You guys understand what I did there? Okay? And so 19 times 1 is a negative 19. 3 times 2 is 6. Now 6 goes into 19 3 times, because 6 times 3 is 18, so 19 minus 1, or 19 minus 18 is 1, 6. So I've got a negative 3 and 1, 6. So I have to really rewrite the whole thing. H is less than or equal to a negative 3 and 1, 6. There is your final answer. How many of you got number 5 correct? Okay, I should start seeing more hands on that. Number 6 says to graph the inequality on the number line. X is less than or equal to 6. So x is less than or equal to 6, so I draw my number line. Got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll do a negative 1 and a negative 2. X is less than or equal to, so I have to put a dot and it's filled in because it has the equal to part. And it's less than, so I'm pointing to the left. Less than starts with an L, left starts with an L. 7. Awesome Car Company sold 20 cars this week. Their goal is to sell at least 25% more next week. Write an inequality that represents their goal. Okay, you have to do some work first. First of all, I sold 20 cars and I want to sell 25% more. So I need to figure out 25% of 20. So I take 20 and that 25%, I'm going to make it at 0.25 because I'm going to change it to a decimal. And do my multiplication. I've got 2 decimals, so I bring in 2 decimals. So the 20 plus 5, they want to sell now 25 cars. Did anybody take the 20 times 125? Okay, you can also have done that because then you get directly to the 25 cars. So now to write the inequality, they want to sell X, they want to at least sell the 25, so X needs to be greater than or equal to my 25 cars. How many of you got that one right? Good. Did you guys understand how to get the 25% more? Did anybody not understand that part? Okay. 8. Write an inequality that represents 8 less than 3 times the number. So 8 is less than the 3 times the number, so 3 times the number, 8 less than that is more than 22. You don't put the 8 less first, it's less than 3 times the number, so 3 times the number comes first. Go ahead and take a picture of this.